Today, we're going to talk about how you can become exceptionally persuasive by using just 5 simple words. We'll explore the power of emotional intelligence in communication and how this technique can be applied in various situations. Welcome to Mental Mentor, and let's dive in. But before we jump into the technique, let's talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions and the emotions of others. It plays a crucial role in effective communication, helping us navigate complex social interactions with ease and empathy. Now, let's reveal the 5 simple words that can make you exceptionally persuasive. And the words are: how would you feel if? It may seem too simple to be true, but let me explain. When you ask someone, how would you feel if, you're tapping into their emotions, empathy, and imagination. You're forcing them to put themselves in someone else's shoes and imagine how they'd react in a similar situation. This technique is incredibly powerful because it opens up a space for conversation and collaboration. Instead of imposing your ideas, you're inviting the other person to contribute their thoughts and feelings. In doing so, you're creating a sense of ownership and investment in the outcome. People are much more likely to support a decision or idea when they feel like they've had a hand in shaping it. Now, let's dive into some practical applications and examples of this technique in action. Application number 1: meetings. Imagine you're in a meeting, and you want to propose a new approach to a project. Instead of saying, "I think we should do this," try asking your colleagues, "How would you feel if we tried this new approach?" By doing so, you encourage your colleagues to consider the idea more thoughtfully, engage with it on a deeper level, and discuss the pros and cons. They may even offer valuable insights you hadn't considered, ultimately leading to a more effective solution. To make this even more effective, share a personal story of how this technique has helped you get buy-in from your team in the past. Application number 2: negotiations. Another situation where this technique can be helpful is during negotiations. Imagine you're trying to reach an agreement on a contract. Instead of making a demand, ask the other party, "How would you feel if we made this change to the contract?" This approach can lead to more productive discussions and a higher likelihood of reaching a mutually beneficial agreement. It also helps build trust and rapport, making future negotiations smoother. Share a real-life example of a negotiation where the technique helped you find common ground and reach a successful resolution. Application number 3: personal relationships. This technique can also be helpful in personal relationships. Let's say you're trying to support a friend who's going through a tough time. Asking them, "How would you feel if you tried talking to a therapist?" can help them explore their feelings and make them feel more empowered to make a decision. You could also use this technique when discussing important life decisions with your partner, like moving to a new city or changing careers. By asking, "How would you feel if we," you create an open and supportive environment for honest communication. Share a personal anecdote about how this question has helped strengthen your relationships, resolve conflicts, or make difficult decisions together with your loved ones. Application number 4: conflict resolution. It's also useful when dealing with conflicts or disagreements. Instead of becoming defensive, ask the person you're arguing with, "How would you feel if we tried to find a compromise?" This question can help de-escalate the situation and encourage both parties to find a solution that works for everyone. It demonstrates that you're willing to listen and value the other person's perspective, which can go a long way in resolving conflicts amicably. Share a story where this technique helped you defuse a tense situation and find common ground. Now that we've covered the practical applications, let's discuss some tips for using this technique effectively and some potential pitfalls to avoid. Tip number 1: be genuine. People can usually tell when you're not being sincere, so genuinely try to understand the other person's perspective when asking the question. Approach the conversation with empathy and a genuine desire to find a solution that works for all parties involved. Tip number 2: listen actively. After asking, "How would you feel if?" make sure to listen carefully to the person's response. Show them that you're truly interested in their thoughts and feelings. Practice active listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding, and summarizing their points to show that you understand their perspective. Tip number 3, be open to feedback. When you ask someone how they would feel about a particular situation, be prepared to receive feedback that might not align with your expectations. Embrace their perspective and use it to improve your understanding of the situation. Remember that the goal is to foster collaboration and empathy, not to force your ideas onto others. Tip number 4, practice empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to understand their feelings and emotions. This will help you ask the question more effectively and make a deeper connection with them. The more you practice empathy, the more natural and genuine your conversations will become. Tip number 5, adapt your approach. Depending on the situation, you might need to rephrase the question or adjust your tone to make it more suitable. Always be mindful of your audience and the context in which you're using this technique. Consider their background, cultural sensitivities, and emotional state when framing your question. Tip number 6, potential pitfalls. While this technique can be powerful, it's important to be aware of potential pitfalls. Avoid using it in a manipulative way or to push your agenda. Be prepared for situations where the other person might not be receptive or may feel cornered. In these cases, it's important to remain patient, understanding, and empathetic. To sum up, using "how would you feel if" can be a powerful tool for persuasion and fostering empathy, collaboration, and understanding. Give it a try in your day-to-day life and see the difference it makes in your interactions with others. That's it for today's video. If you found this tip helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. We'd love to hear how would you feel if has worked for you, or if you have any other techniques that have helped improve your persuasion skills. Until next time, stay emotionally intelligent and happy persuading.